All right, guys, we are out here, Haji Lane nighttime, to test out one of the most anticipated lenses from the Nikon lineup, the all-new Nikon Z 135 1.8 S-line lens, also known as Plena. What do you need to know about this lens you don't already know? Not much, except the lens was handcrafted by an ancient samurai swordsmaker, the glass hand-blown by a glass master out of a small village outside of Kyoto, Japan. I'm joking. It's made by Nikon. It's well made, beautiful glass, 995 grams, and the optics out of this lens will friggin' blow your mind. The first time I saw an image, I was like, holy, this is good. It's sharp, the bokeh balls, you're gonna see all this later on in the video. We're gonna shoot video with it as well. Zaki, let's get down to having some fun with the Plena. You know why I shoot mannequins? Don't have to worry about rights. The autofocus on this is lightning quick. Now, of course, I'm using the latest firmware 4.10 on this Nikon Z9. It's more for birds than anything else, but it is fast. There's no delay whatsoever. You just need to know how far you need to be from your subject, because your close focusing is about 0.82 meters thereabouts. So once you got that distance, you're good to go. But when you see the bokeh, when you see the fall off, this lens is special. Now, I shot with the Canon RF 135 1.8. I'm going to show some sample images comparing this lens and that later on in this video. But I'm mind blown out of this thing. Huh? He wants us to go in. Okay. We're going to take some photos in his lamp shop. Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Can I take nice picture?
I will take a nice photo. Okay.
Yeah, you take nice photo.
Can
you share or something?
I will share. I will.
Please, you go inside and have some nice photo, nice view.
Fantastic. Hello, sir.
The Canon photo shop is here in Singapore. You can see another section.
There's another section back there. Fantastic. There we go. Awesome. Wow, look at that. Handsome.
He's a professional drummer and for validant customer, you know.
Really?
You don't know him.
I don't know him yet.
A little bit for you, little bit for your drum.
Okay.
Yeah. Put him a little bit drum.
There's a photo of you, sir, right there.
Wow, so nice.
Wow.
So handsome.
Very looking.
Thank you for making me look good.
Nah, you look good already. I'm just capturing a moment.
This guy,
Yeah.
this is for validance organization and for teacher. Yeah, this one, the professional, the drummer.
Oh,
You know
wow.
that drum?
Yeah, yeah.
You know drum?
Oh, those right there. Yeah. I'm going to go video on this. Well, Zaki, we're going to have a little bit of fun here. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Beautiful. Thank you.
That's for you.
Go back and dress up the nice costume.
Content?
From Australia,
No, from America.
America,
How about you? From
Turkey.
Turkey. Beautiful country. I've been to Ephesus, Istanbul. More to see. One of a beautiful country. Oh, I got a sword too. Oh, this is real. This is a real sword. Wow, this is beautiful.
Oh.
What do you call this sword?
Sword with Fatih.
Fatih?
Fatih Sultan Mehmet. Give me some nice action photo.
Okay.
You ready? I give a like for you.
Oh.
Okay, also nice.
Got it? Look at this. That's Stormbreaker.
Menacing.
Ah! Thank you so much.
Welcome.
That's very, very kind of you. Thank you for the hospitality.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
I
Appreciate it.
give you my card.
Yes, please do. Please do. Oh, that was cool. Now I need Turkish coffee to finish it. How to top that? I guess we'll just walk around Haji Lane, capture lights, and capture bokeh balls a little bit more. Right about, what do you think?
Yeah, sounds like.
Okay, let's do that right now. So we're in front of Chevy's bar real quick. We're gonna go inside, test the low light performance of this. Obviously it's a 135 1.8, so it should do very well in low light. But we're gonna see how this performs, video and in photos. Let's go inside, let's have a beer, and let's take some photos. Let's do it. All right, so we had a little bit of fun here tonight, Zaki, didn't we?
Yep.
You know, Turkish Khan to going to Chevy's bar, from Turkey to America, all in Singapore. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go back into Lightroom, we're gonna pixel peek, we're gonna look at these images. Some are very high ISO, especially in the bar, some clearer than others. I'm gonna compare to the 135 1.8 RF lens from Canon. I took pictures of my motorcycle, so I'm gonna replicate that with this as well. Then we're gonna come back with my final thoughts on the all-new Nikon Plena. We're back in the studio. We're going to go into Lightroom and take a look at images comparing the Canon RF 135 1.8 versus the Nikon 135 1.8 S Plena. Let's do that right now. First and foremost, let's take a look at the bokeh, because this is going to be the differences between these two lenses. First and foremost, the one thing that Nikon is touting with the Plena is circular bokeh all the way to the edges of the frame, whereas the RF 135 1.8 does not. Case in point, this image was taken with RF 135 1.8 right here, and you're seeing how it's got a bit of cat's eyes towards the edge here. Really nice blurry background, great fall off, no complaints with the image quality. But if we look at this image here of me, look how circular it is all the way to the edge of the frame. There's no vignetting at all. I'm going to give the bokeh in terms of quality to the Plena, hands down. But in terms of sharpness, they are very close to one another. Case in point, look at this. This is with the R5, so it's about 45 megapixels. This was taken with the ZF, so it's 24 megapixels. But look at this. The resolution is still really good on this. No complaints whatsoever. I mean, comparing these images side by side, you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference on that. Let's look at the badges here on my Triumph Speed RRR, because one thing that I liked about the RF, it had minimal to zero chromatic aberration, very, very well controlled. And that is from this image right here. You can see this is very well controlled in terms of, getting that sort of purple green fringing off metallic objects. Looking here at the Plena, also very, very good as well. So both of these are, I'm going to say they're neck and neck. There's really not much of a difference. They're both very sharp lenses. They both perform beautifully. And yeah, there's a little bit of a color tone difference because of Nikon versus Canon. Canon's got a little bit more of a bluer, kind of more magenta shift versus Nikon. But again, you're going to see that through the images, but that can always be corrected in Lightroom or Capture One, whatever software you're using. All right, let's take a look at the side-by-side images of my motorcycle here. Now, these were not taken on the same day, nor the same time, nor the same type of sun. So keep that in mind, but we're just going to look at sharpness and image quality, okay? Because that is going to be the comparison that we're going to go for here. Looking at the Canon first, it's a very sharp, once again, very happy with this. The details and the Speed RRR badge here, railguard, all that stuff is really, really good. Let's look at the Plena, also really good. You may say the Plena could be slightly sharper, but again, you have to zoom in almost 400% to even notice a difference. I'm going to call it a draw, to be honest with you. They both look good. Again, different type of lighting, so you have to take that in consideration as well. And the Nikon does shoot at 64 base ISO, which I was shooting this at, so you're going to get a little bit more sharpness, a little bit more detail in your image versus the Canon. I would say these are really, really neck and neck. Maybe I'm going to give the edge to the Plena though. If you're going to be at base ISO, the Plena is going to be a bit sharper, but again, both of these lenses perform fantastic. There's really no issues in terms of either of them. Now, one thing to take in consideration though with the Canon RF 135 is it has better close focusing around 0.7 meters versus 0.82 meters for the Plena, and it also has stabilization in the lens, whereas the Plena does not. You are reliant on the VR stabilization inside your Nikon camera, so keep that in mind as well. All right, let's take a look at one more side-by-side comparison of the motorcycles front facing. Again, color tone, daylight, all that is a little bit different, but we're just going for the detail here. All right, see in terms of sharpness. Here's the Canon on the left, and look, this is good. No complaints. It's sharp. Is it bitingly sharp? Not bitingly sharp. It's not like a macro lens, but it's sharp enough, and for most people, this is more than adequate. And if you want sharper, you can always use Topaz sharpening or whatever software you want to use. Now, let's look at the Plena here. Looking at both of these, you're going to get side by side. You could say the Plena might have a little bit more sharpness. Again, we are splitting hairs. You may see the Canon have more sharpness. I might see the Plena. Again, we're zoomed in so much. Is there really a need to zoom in this much to see the difference? Not really. We're pixel peeping, but that's part of this portion of the review. Again, I'm going to call it a wash. So the real differences you're going to see between them, as I mentioned, the stabilization in the RF lens versus not having it in the Plena. Also, the Plena's bokeh is more circular versus you're going to get more cat's eye in the RF lens. So in terms of optics, again, you can't switch lenses. You can't put one on the other camera system. So it is what it is. I would say that Nikon's, what they're trying to do with the Plena in terms of the circular bokeh, the great fall off, the great background, zero vignetting, they've accomplished that with the Plena and they've done a great job with it. And Canon has done a great job with theirs. So it's a wash. Let's take a look at some images here from the Plena on its own rights. All right, first and foremost, let's go back to the bokeh on this, because This is where this is just an astounding lens. Look at the circular bokeh on this. This has not been edited whatsoever, straight out of camera. Again, by the way, just a little bit of a note here. For some reason, Nikon images, or when they come into Lightroom, will have manual noise reduction added to them in quite a bit. So you want to turn that off so you can actually see the sharpness of the lens and how it performs without that added effect here. So as you can see, it is sharp in my face. You're seeing all my imperfections right there. By the way, I got a video coming up with Retouch for Me that clears all this up, and I'll show you what that looks like in another image here. Fantastic plugins, but that's another video for another day. But let's look at the highlights here. Let's look at the fall off, and let's look at the bokeh here. There's no onion rings here. There's no green, a little bit of maybe ever so slight green right here, but it is so well controlled here on the Plena. Absolutely beautiful, and edge to edge. I mean, there's no vignetting whatsoever. It just looks absolutely awesome. Here's another image of myself as well. This is after the edit with the Retouch for Me plugins, by the way. Shameless plug, but it is a phenomenal plugin. And I'll show you what the original image looked like here. So shot on the ZF, by the way. And this is the end result. Natural textures in the skin, looks awesome. But again, look at the bokeh, the lights coming all the way down, all circular to the sides. Great fall off. It just has pop to the image. Again, great sharpness when you have good lighting on this. Give it a second to render. I'm using Lightroom CC, by the way, so I'm not using the desktop because I don't have the storage space for it. I have over 25,000 photos in my Lightroom catalog, so keep that in mind. This is with the Z9, really sharp, really happy with it, really sharp, great detail, great fall off in the background. See how the bokeh balls circular all the way to the edges here? Absolutely stunning. It's one of these lenses that will, when you take a few images with it, and you don't have to always have lights in the background, you can have even more of a softer background, just normal like this, for example. It just gives you a pop. It really does. It just gives you a beautiful pop, beautiful fall off, and it captures your subject in focus beautifully. It's not bitingly sharp like a macro lens, but it's sharp enough that where it's gonna be great for portraiture, great for, you know, daily photography. No issues in that way at all. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts here on the Nikon Plena. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. The lens is now available. I'm sure some of you have already picked it up to purchase, and I would love to hear your feedback on it. What do you guys think on this lens? Is this the lens you're going to go for, or are you going to go for the 85 1.2? That is going to be a tough decision for some of you, and that's the same decision that many will be doing with the Canon RF version, as I mentioned in that video as well. 135 1.8 or 85 1.2. Both are fantastic. Both have their attributes, but the 135, you got to take in consideration of the distance you have to be from your subject. Do you have that kind of range? If you don't, and you think an 85 is more versatile, you can go for the Nikon 85 1.2, which is, I had a video on that. It's one of my favorite Nikon lenses I've used to date in terms of the modern lenses. Absolutely beautiful. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. More content coming your way. Thanks again for the support. I really appreciate it, and I will chat to you soon.